Over 65 and snacking healthy? One common nut in your pantry may be quietly spiking your blood pressure and clogging your arteries. Before your next handful, watch this, because the wrong nut can raise your heart risk today, while the right four can start protecting your brain and bones by tonight. In the next minutes, I'll show you the 4 nuts to eat daily for stronger hearts, steadier blood sugar, and sharper thinking, and the 4 to avoid, including the healthy one most people get wrong. The #1 worst offender is in more clean snack mixes than you think. Quick, what's your go-to nut right now? Type it below. I'll tell you if it lands on the eat or avoid list and suggest a safer swap for your age group. You've been trying to eat healthier. You swap chips for nuts. You pick trail mix over cookies. You even remind yourself that nuts are good for the heart. But despite your effort, your blood pressure still creeps up, your legs feel heavier, and your energy drops by mid-afternoon. This is the part that frustrates most seniors. You're doing what you thought was right, but something still feels off. And it's not just you. Many over 65 are unknowingly eating nuts that trigger inflammation, raise blood sugar, and even interfere with medications. In a few minutes, I'll show you exactly which 4 nuts protect your bones, brain, and heart, and which 4 are quietly stealing all of that away. And yes, one of the worst offenders is hiding in nearly every healthy snack aisle you think. Tell me in the comments, what's the nut you snack on most often? Almonds? Cashews? Peanuts? I'll let you know later if it's on the safe list or the danger list. Here's what most seniors never hear. Not all nuts are created equal. Some are loaded with mold toxins, inflammatory omega-6 oils, and hidden sugars that silently raise your blood pressure and clog your arteries. A major study in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology followed seniors for years and found that regular intake of certain high omega-6 nuts increased cardiovascular risk by up to 48%. That means nearly half again the risk of heart attack or stroke just from the wrong snack choice. When you eat too many of these inflammatory nuts, they tilt your omega balance, triggering a low-grade fire in your blood vessels. That fire damages artery walls, stiffens joints, and worsens memory loss. Your body is working harder just to stay stable. And this isn't just about numbers on a lab test. It's about waking up with swollen fingers, aching knees, or feeling too tired to enjoy a walk. Things that slowly steal your freedom without you realizing it. Before we reveal the first nut you should never touch, let's take a closer look at why your body after 65 reacts differently to these so-called healthy snacks than it did when you were 40. This isn't about a small health tweak. It's about your future independence. The wrong nuts can quietly raise inflammation, harden your arteries, and make your joints stiffer every single month after 65. Think about how it feels to get up from a chair and your knees crack, or how your legs feel swollen after a short walk. That's not just aging, it's a sign your circulation and joints are under attack. Research shows that chronic low-grade inflammation is one of the top predictors of disability in seniors, and the foods you snack on every day are either calming that fire or feeding it. Once your mobility goes, everything gets harder. Grocery trips, stairs, even playing with your grandkids. I want to keep you out of that cycle and show you which nuts actually fight inflammation and which ones make it worse. So let's set the record straight. In the next modules, I'll show you the 4 nuts that seniors over 65 must eat for stronger hearts, sharper memory, and better heart health, and the 4 that silently steal all of that away. Before we dive into the list, I want to hear from you. How old are you? 65? 70? Maybe 80? Type your age in the comments. I read every single one, and I reply with tips tailored for your age group. Just last week, a viewer named Margaret, 74, commented on one of our videos that her ankles swelled by dinner every day. We adjusted her snacks, and within 2 weeks, she said her legs felt lighter and she could walk further without stopping. If a simple change like switching one type of nut could reduce swelling that quickly, imagine what 4 swaps could do for your heart, your brain, and your energy. So stay with me, because nut number 4 is a bone-strengthening powerhouse almost every senior should eat, and we'll reveal it in just a moment. Here's a nut that could make the difference between staying independent or facing a hip fracture after a simple fall: almonds. After 65, your bones lose density rapidly, about 1% every year, and that makes fractures much more likely. A broken hip isn't just painful. Studies show 1 in 5 seniors never fully recover their mobility after one. That means giving up daily walks, stair climbing, and even sometimes living independently. The good news is almonds can slow this process and give your bones the minerals they're desperately missing. A quarter cup of almonds gives you nearly 100 milligrams of calcium and a hefty dose of magnesium, two minerals that must work together to keep bones dense and strong. Without enough magnesium, calcium can't get into your bones. Instead, it stays in your bloodstream and can harden your arteries, raising heart risk.
Researchers at Tufts University found that seniors who ate almonds regularly had stronger bone mineral density and lower markers of oxidative stress, meaning their bones and arteries stayed healthier at the same time. If your nails break easily, if you feel more sore after small bumps, or if you shrunk half an inch in height, that's a sign your bones are losing strength. Almonds can help reverse that trend naturally. Almonds also lower LDL, the bad cholesterol that stiffens arteries. In seniors, that means better blood flow to the legs, less swelling, and more oxygen to your muscles, all critical for staying mobile. The ideal amount for seniors is 15 to 20 almonds per day, raw or dry roasted, unsalted. Almonds with skins on are best because the skins contain flavonoids that double the antioxidant effect when paired with vitamin E. If you have trouble chewing, soak them overnight to soften them, or grind them into almond butter without added sugar or hydrogenated oils. And chew well. Whole almonds can be a choking hazard for those with swallowing issues. Frank, 68, emailed us saying he started eating a handful of almonds daily after his doctor warned him about early bone loss. 6 months later, his follow-up scan showed better bone density, and he said he hasn't had ankle pain in weeks. This isn't a trendy supplement or expensive pill, just a simple nut that rebuilds your bones from the inside out. If almonds can do that, wait until you see nut number 3, the one that actually protects your brain and may even help you sleep better. Picture this. You walk into the kitchen and forget why you went there. You misplace your keys twice in one morning. You pause mid-sentence trying to find the right word. These little slips get more common after 65, and it's not just normal aging. Inflammation and poor blood flow in the brain play a huge role. But one nut that looks just like a tiny brain has been shown to slow cognitive decline, protect memory, and even help you sleep better. Walnuts are the richest nut source of alpha-linoleic acid, the plant-based omega-3 that fuels your brain cells. In a study published in the Journal of Nutrition, seniors who ate just 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks had significantly better cognitive processing speed and improved memory recall compared to those who didn't. Walnuts are packed with polyphenols that cross the blood-brain barrier and calm neuroinflammation, the kind that silently damages brain cells over time. That means sharper thinking, steadier moods, and less mental fog. Here's something most people don't know. Walnuts naturally contain melatonin. For seniors who struggle with falling asleep, a handful of walnuts in the evening can gently signal your body that it's time to rest. Your brain isn't the only organ benefiting. Walnuts' arginine and polyphenols relax blood vessels, lowering blood pressure and improving circulation, a double win for brain health, since better blood flow means more oxygen to your neurons. Eat 7 to 9 walnut halves daily. Keep them in the fridge or freezer. Their delicate oils spoil quickly at room temperature. Buy them raw and shell them yourself if you can. It keeps the oil fresh and gives you a simple hand exercise that helps maintain grip strength. If you have weak teeth or dentures, soak them overnight or grind them into walnut butter to make them easier to chew. And don't be scared by their slightly bitter taste. That bitterness comes from antioxidants doing their job. Carol, 71, wrote to us saying that after adding walnuts to her daily routine, her sleep improved within 2 weeks and she noticed she could focus longer when reading her favorite mystery novels. Brain health is one of the biggest fears for seniors, but walnuts give you a simple, delicious way to fight back every day. Now that walnuts protect your brain, nut number 2 takes it a step further. It helps control your blood pressure naturally, like a snackable prescription without side effects. High blood pressure is called the silent killer for a reason. You don't feel it creeping up, but it silently damages blood vessels, stiffens arteries, and increases stroke risk. By the time you notice dizziness or blurry vision, damage may already be underway. But there's one snack, bright green, crunchy, and delicious, that research shows can lower systolic blood pressure by up to 5 points in just a few weeks. Pistachios are loaded with potassium, one of the most important minerals for seniors. Just 1 ounce has about 285 milligrams, enough to help your kidneys flush out excess sodium. A clinical study in hypertension found that daily pistachio consumption reduced systolic blood pressure and improved blood vessel flexibility, especially in adults over 60. Pistachios are also rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids that concentrate in the retina and protect against age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss after 60. Eating a handful a day is like putting sunglasses on your retina from the inside. The magnesium in pistachios supports muscle relaxation and prevents night cramps, making it easier to walk without discomfort or stiffness. Choose unsalted or lightly salted pistachios to avoid extra sodium. Aim for about 49 kernels, roughly 1 ounce, per day. Shelling them yourself slows down snacking and gives you a mindful, portion-controlled habit. If you have weak teeth or dentures, soak them overnight or grind them into pistachio butter to make them easier to chew. And don't be scared by their slightly bitter taste. That bitterness comes from antioxidants doing their job. Frank, 68, told us that after just 3 weeks of adding pistachios to his evening snack routine, his doctor noticed a drop in his blood pressure. He also reported fewer leg cramps at night and clearer vision when reading. This isn't just about lowering numbers on a blood pressure cuff. It's about protecting your heart, your brain, and even your eyesight so you can stay independent longer. And if pistachios protect your heart and eyes, nut number 1 takes things to a whole new level, helping your thyroid, your metabolism, and even your energy levels. Most seniors overlook it, but it might be the most powerful nut of all. If there is one nut every senior over 65 should eat, but in just the right amount, it's this one. Rich, creamy, and loaded with a mineral that could reset your energy, metabolism, and mood in weeks. Up to 1 in 5 adults over 65 have some form of thyroid dysfunction, but most go undiagnosed. That means slow metabolism, stubborn weight gain, thinning hair, brittle nails, and constant fatigue can be silently linked to a thyroid running on empty. Brazil nuts are the richest natural source of selenium, a mineral critical for converting thyroid hormone T4 into its active form T3. Just 1 nut delivers 137% of your daily selenium needs. A study in clinical nutrition found that selenium-deficient seniors who added 2 Brazil nuts per day had significantly improved thyroid hormone levels and reported better energy and mood after 8 weeks. Selenium also protects neurons by preserving myelin, the insulating layer around nerve cells. This helps keep reflexes sharp, memory clearer, and reaction time faster, something every senior wants to hold on to. Emerging research even suggests that selenium-rich foods like Brazil nuts may slow telomere shortening, one of the key drivers of cellular aging, meaning these nuts could literally help you age slower at a cellular level. The magic number? 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day. More is not better. Too much selenium can lead to toxicity over time. Choose unshelled Brazil nuts for freshness, store them in the refrigerator to protect their delicate oils, and enjoy them raw or lightly roasted. If you take thyroid medication, check with your doctor before making big changes, since selenium may improve absorption and adjust your dosage needs. Lillian, 71, was constantly tired despite sleeping 8 hours a night. After adding just 1 Brazil nut to her breakfast every morning, she reported feeling more alert by week 3, and her doctor noticed her thyroid numbers had improved at her next checkup. This isn't just a snack. It's a way to protect your energy, your metabolism, and your vitality as you age. 1 tiny nut can make a massive difference in how you feel every single day. Now that you know the 4 nuts you should be eating, let's flip the script, because some of the most common nuts in your pantry might be raising inflammation, clogging arteries, and even interfering with your medications. Let's uncover the 4 nuts seniors should never touch.
Harold, 68, noticed his knees swelled more on weeks he snacked on peanuts daily. When he swapped them for pistachios, the swelling and morning stiffness noticeably improved within a month. If peanuts shocked you, wait until you see the next nut on the list, one that looks healthy but can quietly spike your blood sugar and rob calcium from your bones. Cashews look innocent in that trail mix, but for seniors, they can quietly spike blood sugar, block calcium absorption, and even trigger kidney stone risk. Cashews have one of the highest carb loads of all nuts, about 9 grams per ounce. That means they can raise blood sugar faster than you think. For the nearly 70% of seniors who are diabetic or pre-diabetic, that's a hidden danger. Cashews are loaded with oxalates, which bind to calcium in your gut and stop it from reaching your bones. Worse, those oxalates can build up in your kidneys and lead to painful stones, something you do not want after 65. They also contain enzyme inhibitors that slow protein digestion. For seniors already struggling with muscle loss, this means less amino acid absorption at a time when you need it most. Because of their curved shape and smooth surface, cashews are one of the most aspirated nuts among seniors, a real choking hazard for anyone with swallowing difficulties. If you love that creamy crunch, swap cashews for walnuts or almonds. They provide more brain-protective fats and better bone support without the blood sugar spikes. Margaret, 71, used to snack on cashews, thinking they were a healthy choice. After switching to almonds, her afternoon energy crashes stopped and her blood sugar stabilized within weeks. And if cashews surprised you, the next nut is even riskier. It's high in calories, high in saturated fat, and can quietly sabotage your weight management after 65. Macadamia nuts may taste like luxury, but for seniors, they're a hidden trap, packing the most calories and saturated fat of any nut, quietly adding pounds and stressing aging organs. At nearly 200 calories per ounce, macadamias are the densest nut you can eat. Metabolism slows naturally after 65, meaning those calories stick around longer, often as belly fat, the kind most linked to heart disease. With 22 grams of fat per ounce, macadamias put extra strain on your gallbladder. If you have silent gallstones, which 15% of seniors do, they can trigger painful attacks you might not see coming. They also have one of the highest saturated fat contents, about 3 grams per ounce, which can raise LDL cholesterol at a time when many seniors are already fighting to keep arteries clear. Macadamias are very hard, making them risky for those with crowns, bridges, or brittle enamel. One bad bite can lead to a cracked tooth, an expensive and painful problem to fix. They're also pricey, which tempts shoppers to buy cheaper, poorly stored macadamias. Rancid oils can create harmful oxidized fats that increase inflammation throughout the body. If you crave something buttery, swap macadamias for pistachios. They provide potassium, lutein, and heart-friendly fats with fewer calories, and they're easier on your teeth. Robert, 69, replaced his nightly macadamia snack with pistachios and not only noticed weight loss, but steadier blood pressure readings at his next checkup. And if you think macadamias are the worst offenders, wait until you see the next nut. It can interfere with your medications and even alter your sense of taste for weeks. Pine nuts look harmless, but for seniors, they can be the most dangerous nut of all, interfering with medications, inflaming joints, and even stealing your appetite for weeks. Over 60% of seniors take 2 or more prescriptions daily. Pine nuts contain compounds that can interfere with blood pressure meds, statins, and antidepressants, reducing their effectiveness or creating dangerous side effects. Most doctors never warn about this food-drug interaction. Pine nuts can cause pine mouth, a bitter, metallic taste that lasts for days, sometimes weeks. For seniors, that loss of taste often leads to reduced appetite, weight loss, and nutrient deficiencies. Polyunsaturated fats in pine nuts spoil quickly. Once rancid, they create inflammatory compounds that make arthritis flare-ups worse and accelerate joint pain. Their tiny, slippery texture make them a real aspiration risk for seniors with swallowing issues or dry mouth, a problem for more than 70% of older adults taking multiple medications. Pine nuts also contain enzyme inhibitors that block protein digestion, which is crucial after 65 to prevent muscle loss. If you love pesto, make it with walnuts or pistachios. Both deliver brain and heart benefits without the drug interaction risk. Marie, 72, had been adding pine nuts to salads daily. After switching to almonds, her appetite returned, her taste normalized, and her joint pain dropped within a month. So now you know the 4 nuts to avoid. But let's bring the focus back to the 4 nuts you should eat and how to combine them daily for better heart health, sharper memory, and stronger bones. You've just seen how the wrong nuts can raise blood pressure, inflame joints, and even interfere with your medications. But here's the good news. You are not stuck with those risks. By making 1 or 2 simple swaps, you can calm inflammation, protect your arteries, and even boost brain clarity within weeks. This isn't about giving up snacks, it's about choosing the ones that heal instead of harm.
Picture this. 3 months from now, you're sitting at the breakfast table. Your hands don't ache, your blood pressure reading looks better than it has in years, and your doctor asks, "What have you been doing differently?" Because your numbers are finally going the right way. We're about to go back to the 4 nuts you should be eating, and I'll show you how to mix them into your day without spending more money or giving up foods you love. Before we reveal the best nut combinations, comment below which nut you snack on the most right now. I'll reply with my favorite tip to make it safer or healthier. Let's turn this around, starting with the top 4 nuts that protect your bones, your brain, and your heart. Let's start with the quiet hero of bone health, almonds. They may look simple, but they are one of the most powerful foods for anyone over 65 who wants to keep their bones dense and strong. As we age, bone density naturally declines. After 60, women can lose up to 1% of bone mass per year, and men aren't far behind. Weak bones mean higher fracture risk, slower recovery, and reduced mobility. A small fall can turn into a major setback. Almonds deliver roughly 97 milligrams of calcium per quarter cup, plus magnesium, a critical mineral that most seniors are missing. And here's why that matters. Magnesium acts like a traffic director that keeps calcium out of your arteries and sends it straight to your bones, where it belongs. Without magnesium, calcium can actually harden your arteries instead of strengthening your skeleton. Imagine 2 paths, one where your bones stay strong enough to support you, and another where a single misstep leads to months in recovery or even a permanent loss of independence. Almonds can tip the balance toward the stronger, safer path. But almonds don't stop at your bones. They're rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects your brain from oxidative stress, one of the drivers of memory decline. Studies from Tufts University show that seniors who eat almonds regularly have lower levels of inflammatory markers and perform better on cognitive tests. About 40% of older adults struggle with constipation. Almonds are one of the easiest natural solutions, packing 3.5 grams of fiber per serving. That fiber also helps regulate blood sugar, a must for the nearly 50% of seniors with prediabetes or diabetes. Practical tips. Portion. 15 to 20 almonds per day is plenty. More is not always better. Best form. Choose raw or dry roasted almonds without added salt or oil. Skin on. The skin contains flavonoids that double the antioxidant power when paired with vitamin E. Chew well. Seniors with dental issues should soak almonds overnight to soften them or blend them into smoothies to prevent choking risks. Comment below if you already eat almonds daily or if you're going to start after hearing this. I'll share my favorite simple almond recipe for seniors who want to boost bone strength. Now that we've strengthened the foundation with almonds, let's move to a nut that nourishes your brain and helps keep your memory sharp: walnuts. If almonds strengthen your bones, walnuts strengthen the very control center of your body, your brain. And at over 65, protecting your memory is just as important as protecting your knees. Memory slips after 60 aren't just frustrating, they can be frightening. Misplacing keys is one thing, but forgetting appointments or names can feel like losing a piece of yourself. The good news is, walnuts have been proven to slow this decline. Walnuts are the #1 nut source of alpha-linoleic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that nourishes brain cell membranes. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition found that seniors eating 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks showed measurable improvements in cognitive processing speed and mental flexibility. Walnuts contain polyphenols that cross the blood-brain barrier and fight inflammation directly in neural tissue. This is key for preventing neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Even better, walnuts naturally contain melatonin, which helps regulate sleep, a critical part of memory consolidation and brain repair. A healthy brain needs healthy arteries. Walnuts have been shown to lower LDL cholesterol and reduce arterial stiffness, meaning more oxygen-rich blood reaches your brain. Better blood flow, better memory. Picture this: you're reading a bedtime story to your grandchild and remembering every word without pausing to check the page. You're having conversations without struggling for the right word. That's the gift of better brain health. Practical tips. Serving size: 7 to 9 walnut halves per day is about 1.5 ounces. Best storage: keep them refrigerated to prevent their delicate oils from going rancid. Best time: eat them in the evening. The natural melatonin supports deeper and more restful sleep. Easy ways to eat: add them to oatmeal, sprinkle on salads, or blend into smoothies for a brain-friendly boost. Yes, walnuts have a slight bitterness, but that's actually a sign of their powerful antioxidants. That little bite means they're working for you. Comment below if you already eat walnuts or if this convinced you to add them to your nightly routine. I'll reply with my favorite senior-friendly walnut snack ideas. We've fueled your bones and your brain. Next, let's talk about the nut that helps keep your blood pressure under control: pistachios. Your blood pressure might be creeping up, and you may not even know it, but this little green nut can bring it down naturally, without medication side effects. High blood pressure silently affects 70% of people over 65. You often don't feel it until it's too late, until the dizzy spells, headaches, or even hospital visits start. But adding just a handful of pistachios a day can make a real difference. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that seniors who ate pistachios daily saw an average drop of 3 to 5 points in systolic blood pressure, similar to some prescription medications. Pistachios are rich in potassium, with about 285 milligrams per serving, which helps balance sodium in the body and prevents fluid retention, a major cause of swelling in ankles and feet. They're also loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids that protect your eyes from macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss after 60. Practical benefits: lower blood pressure naturally, support healthy kidney function, improve circulation to legs and feet, protect vision, and keep your world bright and clear. Imagine walking into your next checkup and hearing your doctor say, "Your blood pressure looks perfect." Or picture yourself enjoying a sunset with crystal clear vision well into your 70s and 80s. That's what a handful of pistachios can do for you.
Cashews are also loaded with oxalates, compounds that bind to calcium and keep it from being absorbed. For someone already losing bone density after 65, that's the last thing you need. High oxalate intake is a major contributor to kidney stones, a problem that becomes far more common after 60. Cashews can quietly raise that risk if you eat them too often. A study in the Journal of Renal Nutrition found that older adults with high oxalate diets had a 36% greater risk of recurrent kidney stones compared to those on low oxalate diets. Sudden fatigue after snacking, cramping or discomfort in your lower back, recurrent leg pain from mineral loss. If you love cashews, keep portions small, just 6 to 8 nuts, and always pair them with a protein or fiber-rich food to blunt the sugar spike. Choose walnuts for brain health. They stabilize blood sugar and fight inflammation. Choose almonds for stronger bones and a lower glycemic impact. But there's an even bigger problem nut that comes next. This one is calorie-dense, sky-high in fat, and can trigger gallbladder pain and weight gain without you even realizing it. Have cashews ever made you feel bloated or sluggish? Type yes if you've noticed it. Your comment might help another senior connect the dots. Macadamias are delicious, but they pack more calories per ounce than any other nut, making them risky for seniors struggling with weight or metabolism. Just one handful is nearly 200 calories, the same as a small meal. And because metabolism slows after 60, those extra calories are much harder to burn off. Macadamias are 75% fat, one of the fattiest nuts you can eat. For seniors with sluggish gallbladders or silent gallstones, which affect nearly 15% of adults over 65, they can trigger painful episodes or digestive upset. With 3 grams of saturated fat per ounce, regular macadamia snacking can push LDL cholesterol higher, something many seniors already battle to control. Their density and hardness can crack dental work, damage crowns, or wear down enamel, a common issue for seniors with aging teeth. A review in the Journal of Clinical Lipidology warns that high saturated fat intake in older adults can increase LDL by up to 10%, raising cardiovascular risk. Because they taste so buttery and mild, it's easy to overeat them, especially if you snack without counting. A few handfuls can equal half your daily calorie needs. If you enjoy them, limit yourself to 5 or 6 nuts, and avoid oil-roasted or heavily salted varieties. Look for raw or dry roasted options to minimize oxidized oils. Switch to pistachios. They're lower in calories, rich in potassium, and help regulate blood pressure naturally. But the number one nut you should avoid is even more dangerous, not for calories, but because it can interfere with your medications and even change the way food tastes for weeks. Have you ever noticed your weight creeping up despite small snacks? Tell me in the comments. I reply with portion control tips that actually work. Let's make this simple. If you only remember one thing from today's video, let it be this. The right nuts can protect your heart, brain, and bones, but the wrong ones can quietly harm you. 4 best nuts. Here are the 4 nuts seniors over 65 should keep in their kitchen. Almonds, your bone-strengthening powerhouse, packed with calcium and magnesium. Walnuts, the ultimate brain food, rich in omega-3s and antioxidants. Pistachios, blood pressure friendly and packed with eye-protecting carotenoids. Brazil nuts, just 1 or 2 a day supports thyroid health and keeps your energy steady. 4 nuts to avoid, and here are the 4 nuts to be cautious with. Peanuts, high risk for mold toxins and inflammatory reactions. Cashews, high carb, high oxalate, bad for blood sugar and bone health. Macadamia nuts, calorie bombs with high saturated fat and oral health risk. Pine nuts, medication disruptors that can ruin taste and appetite for weeks. Here's your action plan for this week. 1. Audit your pantry. Toss or donate the 4 nuts that put your health at risk. 2. Restock smart. Buy raw or dry roasted almonds, walnuts, and pistachios and just a small bag of Brazil nuts. 3. Store correctly. Keep nuts in the fridge to protect their oils and prevent rancidity. 4. Portion mindfully. Eat a small handful per day, not the whole bag, to get benefits without excess calories. Nutrition researchers at Tufts University confirm that seniors who replace processed snacks with healthy nuts had 35% lower risk of heart events in just 12 weeks. This isn't just about food. It's about walking further without pain, thinking clearer, and staying independent longer. Pause the video and write in the comments which of these nuts you're removing or adding to your pantry this week. I reply personally to as many as I can. Your kitchen choices today shape your health tomorrow. Let's wrap this up with one powerful reminder. You've just taken the first step toward protecting your heart, your brain, and your independence. Choosing the right nuts might seem like a small thing, but small changes add up, and this one could change how you feel every single day. Imagine waking up with less swelling in your legs, climbing stairs without stopping halfway, and feeling confident that your memory and energy are staying sharp. That's what these simple swaps can do. If this video opened your eyes, give it a like right now. It tells YouTube to share it with more seniors who need this information. And make sure you subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss the next video. Next week, we'll cover the 3 bedtime snacks that secretly raise your blood pressure overnight. You don't want to miss that one. Comment below with the nut you're going to start eating or stop eating today. Your comment might help another senior make the change they need. You're not too late to rebuild strength. You're not too late to protect your heart and brain. Your healthiest years can still be ahead of you, and I'll be here every step of the way to guide you. Stay strong, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.